confound the wise. He'll take the foolish things. Look, listen, it's only foolish until it happened. It's only foolish until it happens. They don't think it's faith right now. They're calling you a fool. That you are in the midst of that storm and still saying God is good. You're in the midst of that battle and still waving your hands. You're in the midst of that hurt and still got a smile on your face. God's got a blessing.
God's got a blessing.
Oh yeah. Okay. God's got a blessing.
God's got a blessing.
Yeah. All right, let's make it do what it do. Y'all better stop. For they start to think God's got a blessing. Y'all better stop for they believe that thing. God's got a blessing. They are almost convinced. Stop, Brad, stop. God's got a blessing. Man, stop, don't hit no more. God's got a blessing. We got some hard-headed musicians, but God's got a blessing. Listen, so right now, what you're about to do may look foolish, I promise. What you are about to do, you might look foolish. So everybody, go ahead and take your seat. Go ahead and take your seat. Watch this. You're going to look foolish, I promise. But it's only going to be foolish until it happens. Okay. So watch this. If you really believe that God has a blessing with your name on it, I need you to do one thing, and I don't want to get on nobody's nerves. I need you to do one thing. I dare you to reach up and grab it and sit back down. Ho. Okay. Now, this it. Now I need you to take 7 seconds and act like it's already yours. Ho! Mighty God. Hey, mighty God. Yes, sir. I dare you to act like you just got that email. You just got that call. You just got that bank alert. It's yours. God's got a blessing. Mighty God. God's got a blessing. God's got a blessing. I just heard what's coming is better than what was already gone. What's coming is better than what's already gone. Yes, sir. God's got a blessing. God's got a blessing. I'm trying to move. God's got a blessing. Okay. Woo! Tell your neighbor, I needed that. You don't know. Don't. You can look at me funny all you want. I needed that. If you only knew the hell I've been through, I'm not talking about last year, this year. If you don't know, God's got a blessing. God's got a blessing. We got to go. All right. Stop. Yeah. Y'all act like you really got a blessing on the way. Y'all act like Y'all act like your blessing is on the way. You act like, hallelujah. Back in the old days, they would say, don't wait till the battle's over. Don't wait. This is just for those who paper Bible saved. They would sing this when we didn't have an app. Don't wait for the battle to be over. Shout now. Because you know in the end, you gonna win. Okay, all right. Rose, sit down. Rose, sit down. Rose, sit down. We gotta go. We gotta go, Rose. Don't wait till the battle. I don't care what you're sitting in right now. It won't last always. There is, stop, downshift, hit the clutch. All right. So we have been journeying through Genesis in July with an attempt to sharpen our focus, because y'all said it, that greatness is your destination. You said it, greatness is my destination. And so you have to define what greatness is, because your greatness is not your neighbor's greatness. Because you just said there's a blessing with my. So that blessing may come in the form of greatness. And I don't care what come, who go. You got to stand on that thing. There's a blessing with my name on. So we've been in this thing called focus. And what are we focusing on? Focus on greatness is my destination. And how are we going to do so? By focus on finance, focus on faith. Here it is. Focus on fitness, focus on family. Here's the other one, Frankie, you ain't got a problem with this. And focus on fun. Some of y'all don't got a problem with focus on with fun. It's just that you got to have fun, but have focus. You got to stay focused with that fun. Jocelyn, you got to stay focused. Now, Jocelyn, okay, I'm not going to talk about Jocelyn. I'm not going to talk. Jocelyn, she petty a different way. Her petty at a whole nother level, so I got to wait till when a person hold the money, you can't be petty with them. They got a whole nother, they hit pause on everything, and you just be like, I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry. I love you, please. So, okay. So we're going to stay focused on those things. So the last 2 weeks, God have had us in the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 7. Let's go there. And so we've been trying to make our way out of there. So this is what we've been talking about. God continued. I tell you, this part right here should have made somebody shout, I am the same God. Reverend Linda, I am the same God. I'm the same God that brought you from. Now, what you can do, because you say, Pastor, I ain't been to Ur, and I ain't going to Chaldees. So you can insert where he brought you from. And you can impart where you want him to take you to. So I ain't going to Ur, I ain't going to Chaldees, but I did come from being hurt to a place called not just healed, but whole. So I'm the same God. Okay, I'm the same God that brought you that bad doctor's report. I'm the same God that brought you that bad news. I'm the same God that brought you from yesterday. I'm the same God that brought you through that breakup. I'm the same God that brought you from that bankruptcy. I'm the same God. And he says, and I gave you this land to own. Now, the thing that jumped out the text, Marva, you weren't here last week, so I'm gonna give you a whole lot of notes, Marva. So And I thought you weren't here last week because somebody hit that big number, but thank God you're here today. So I can tell that wasn't you, but thank God. So watch this, watch this. The thing that jumped out the text was, and gave you this land to own. James, he says, and gave you this land to own. And Abram said, Master God, how am I to know that this will be all mine? Man, look. Pick your face in the text. Kathy, he says, I gave you this land. And Abram is asking, how am I know? You know, remember we just add one word, we just make it one word. How am I know? Angel, don't look at me funny, you do it all the time. How am I know? Okay, for my educators, how am I going to know? She act like she educated now. How am I know that this is going to be all mine? That is an indication that God have him in it without owning it. Because remember, I said what God done did is that he went to your future and went back and got you. And now he's walking toward the place. And so what Abram is going to experience at one point in time, he's going to be walking, is going to have what we call deja vu. Because God done took and told him, listen, I gave you this land to own. God, I don't own it yet. I don't own it. I haven't gotten the good news. I haven't gotten the email. I haven't seen it hit my bank account. How am I know? How am I going to know? The grass withers and the flowers do fade, but the word of our Lord shall stand forever. So last week, my aha moment, I always try to go back and find a aha moment for me. Good to see you, babe. I'm praying with you. What was Abram's faith increased in God? That may not make sense to you. Abram's faith increased. Because remember I said that before he would ask them to give a sacrifice, and this sacrifice will be less than a year old. Because I need you not, you had to wrestle with that one. But last week, remember, y'all kept laughing. And he says, I need you to bring me a heifer that's 3 years old. And I need you to bring it, because now this thing is almost full grown. So now I need you to wrestle with this sacrifice. So first it was just a little thing. That's an easy sacrifice. That ain't nothing. I could do that, God. So now watch, it goes from little to big. Now, remember I said, now after sacrificing the 3-year-old, he then now later asked him, I need you to sacrifice the 13-year-old. But before sacrificing that, he says, I need you to first leave your family. I know this hard. Well, actually, this might be easy for some of y'all. But I need you to leave everything that you know and go to where I'm going to show you. See, Kathy too knows. She said, I don't know about that, God. Kathy said, I got to know all the details. I got to know where you sending me before I go. And so here, he tells Abram, You're going to know. But before I get there, watch this. So I couldn't expound on this last week because y'all were rushing me because y'all had somewhere to go. Abraham's sacrifice increased as his faith increased. And some of you, I got my eyes closed. I ain't talking about nobody here. Some of you, your faith and your sacrifice have not increased since you met Christ. But yet you want the blessings to increase. And so we concluded right here. Let me go. God said, bring me a heifer. Y'all still, we laughed at that last week. So he said, bring me a heifer. It's in the text, chapter 15, verse 9. Bring me a heifer, a goat, and a ram, each 3 years old. Oh, and bring me a turtle dove and a young pigeon. He brought all these animals to him, split them down the middle, and laid them half opposite of each other. But he didn't split the birds. And vultures came, and Abraham shooed them off. And we said last week, we ended right here, don't trip over what's behind you. So we all at the speed. Don't trip on what's behind you. Unless you walk like Mondors, you got to make sure you look where you're going. That's Mondors calling right now. That's what's. Okay. Tell her we in church. She should be here. So watch this. So as Mortal Kombat would say, finish him. We're going to finish Abram today. So now we're at the place where God is about to confront what's concerning Abraham. And I want you to get in your spirit right now that God is about to confront what's concerning you. Here it is, verse 12. And the sun went down. As the sun went down, a deep sleep overcame Abram. And then a sense of, come on, y'all read what it says. A sense of dark. Here's our text. Remember our subject. You got to have faith in the dark. Having faith in the dark. Now, when you read the text carefully, the very thing that God does to Adam when he produced Eve, God is doing to Abraham when he would produce a possibility. Let me say it again. The very thing God did to Adam to produce Eve, he's now doing to Abram to produce possibility. He caused a deep sleep to come upon him so that God can show you, I move in the dark. Tim, here's a word for somebody. Online, watch this, KJ. God can only give details in the dark. Let that sit there. Medina, God can only give you details in the dark. Some stuff God will not let you see because you can't handle it. Come here. Because if you frustrated over what he allowed you to see, if you're ready to give up on the little stuff he lets you see, if you're ready to throw in the towel by what you see, he got to hold some things. So some stuff God will not let you see because you can't handle it. Matter of fact, I just heard somebody, you need to write that. He's not letting me see it because I can't handle it. God said to Abraham, know this, your descendants will live as outsiders in a land not theirs. My God, today. They'll be enslaved and beaten for 400 years. Then I'll punish their slave masters. Your offsprings will march out of there loaded with plunder. But watch this. This is where you ought to get happy. You better put a chin strap on that weave. You better hold on to them dentures right here. Watch this. These 3 words, but not you. But not you. Okay, watch this. I'm getting happy. Maybe just me. You have a long life, full life, and you gonna die good and a peaceful death. Woo! Great God from Zion. How am I know? He just took and told him. Not until the 4th generation will your descendants return. My God. Might I suggest, Deacon Dean, some of the stuff you're going through ain't for you. It's for the descendants generation that's coming after you. That's why we told you in the finance series, you can't eat up all the seeds. There are some seeds you got to plant for somebody else, because if you eat the seed, only you are satisfied. But if you plant the seed, multiple people. What do you think I came for? So watch this. But be mindful, sin is still a thriving business amongst the Amorites. This is how you're going to know. He done unpacked and still let him know, and that ain't it. Verse Abraham, this is how you're going to know. And when the sun was down, what your Bible says, it was dark. And a smoking, I ain't say smoking weed, I ain't say smoking sage, a smoking fire pot with a flaming torch moved between the split carcasses. That's why it's very important, Shantae, that you follow all the instructions. Because your instructions now, Keisha, is going to help generations coming. Because he told him, you go cut that heifer up. That's what he told him. Split them and follow all the instructions. Tyrone, don't think Tyrone will put something together and be there all day. I don't need no instructions. Okay, all right. You ever had somebody work on your car? And they putting brakes on, and they got about 50 pieces left. Oh, you don't need them. Wait a minute. If it come in the box. Lean in. Why is it that you want him to use all the pieces, but we won't use all the pieces in the Bible? Let's go. I ain't gonna get nobody mad. Watch this. When the sun go down, watch this. And that's when God made a covenant. Somebody shout covenant. Online, type covenant with Abram. Watch this. I'm giving this land. Jesus Christ. This is the land that they're standing in. And Abram don't own it yet. But he already told him it's yours. And watch this. Now, it will look foolish for Abram to be walking around a land that he do not legally own and talk about, I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to park my Benz right there. I need a garage put right there. And you got people looking at him, but you don't own this. And Abraham, I already got a contract. But I already got a contract. So I don't own it. Mm-mm. So for right now, he looked foolish. So when he tell you to go to that thing and walk around it 7 times, you look foolish. And you might just get dizzy. But everybody else, they thinking you look crazy until you get it. So watch this. And that's when God made a covenant with Abram. I'm giving this land to your children. The Nile, and just in case you know, from the Nile River in Egypt to the Euphrates River in Assyria. Watch this. That ain't enough. I like when God give you details. If that ain't enough, okay, I'm gonna see if I can work these words right here. Here they are, a bunch of ites, Kenites, Kenizzites, Canaanites, the Hittites, I'm sorry, wrong person. Perizzites. Okay, throw another one there. Rephaim, Amorites, Canaanites, Gerbushites, and the Jebusites. Just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to make sure you know when you leave here. Now, remember, we ended with when Abram split the animals down the middle. He laid them half opposite of each other. Let me tell you what that means. We're going to unpack this thing. That's an ancient rule that 2 men, when they made a covenant, a blood oath ritual, 2 men would get ready to make a covenant, a promise with each other. And this is what that promise said. Now, I need to start doing this. They said, these animals that were split, that we're separating, and we're going to walk through, that is a symbol that if I don't keep my word, let what happened to this animal, let it happen to me. You might need to, if somebody tell you something, if somebody promise you something, come on, let's go down and get this heifer. Let's split it in half. And we're going to walk through. When I walk through, I'm sorry. So that just jumped in my spirit. So when Marvin hit the lottery, I'm going to say, look, Tyrone, go get me a heifer. Go get me a ram. Go get a goat. Go get a turtle dove. Go get a pigeon. And we're going to cut them down the middle. But we ain't going to cut those little turtle. We ain't going to waste our time on that little small stuff. We're going to cut it down the middle. We're going to do it right here on the pulpit. We're going to let them face each other. Marvin and I. I told y'all faith has to increase. So watch this. Marvin and I, we going to walk twice him. And I'm going to look at Marvin. I'm going to point at the heifer. And so in other words, if you don't bring me that 10%, I'm trying to be serious. Y'all play too much. Y'all know what? I'm going to apply for Sesame Street Baptist Church. Y'all play too much here. So watch this. And so what the covenant was, let whatever happen to me that happened to these animals. So watch this. And they walked through. That's what the covenant was. And we read what's going to pass through. Watch this. And if you read, keep on reading, keep on reading. What's going to pass through this one is a smoking pot and a flaming torch between the carcasses. Watch this. Church lady, where your mama? She joined last week. Tell your mama I'm looking for this week. Her and Mother White, how they both joined and they, I ain't gonna talk about them. They're good people. They're good people. So watch this, watch this, watch this. A smoking furnace and a burning lamp. Now, this is the prophecy how the children of Israel, they're gonna come out of Egypt. They're going to come out of Egypt, but they're gonna be there 400 years. But Abraham, you're gonna be dead when they come out, but don't worry, you're gonna live a good life. In other words, Abram, it's gonna be light on one side and dark on the other side. So when you trust God, what's happening is that, God, I'm in the dark. And God is saying, you gotta trust me in the dark. But because what's happening is that I'm hiding you in the dark. Your enemies may be in the light and you're in the dark. In other words, they can see you, but they can't get to you. I'm gonna let that sit there for a second. Because that's good news that my enemies can't do me. They can't do me no harm. Watch this. See, you're trying to rush God to get you out of the dark place. But God is saying, I'm protecting you in that dark place. Not only am I protecting you in the dark place, I'm preparing you in the dark place. God tell Abram, cut the animals, face them toward each other. And what I'm going to do, I need you to do, Jocelyn, I need you to make a passageway between the pieces. I need you to make a passageway between the pieces. And you want to know how you came out of some mess that you've been in? Because God had a passageway between the pieces. There is a passageway between the pieces. Now, I told you the ancient rule, here's the ancient rule, was that there was supposed to be two men walking between. Wanda, I got a problem. Because in the old day, you had to follow every piece. Tyrone, you probably wouldn't have made it by then. You had to follow every instruction to the T. It had to be, Sterling, two men. I got a problem with the text. I only see one man. I need you to find me in B flat, just a couple minutes. Hold on, I'm coming for you. Listen, I only see one man and God. Marvin, hold on, Marvin. Hold on, Marvin. That ain't the good part. He tells him, cut him, separate him, and face him. And you move to the side. She Tyree, where your mom at? And you move to the side. You stay on the outside, and he says, I'm gonna walk through myself. Abram, stand to the side. Because this blessing that's about to come ain't got nothing to do with you. This next blessing that got your name on it, this greatness that's about to come, I got news. It ain't got nothing to do with you. This blessing ain't got nothing to do with you. You're going to declare, oh, that's all God. I knew only two people going to get that. That's. Because watch this. Billy, you ever had somebody, they give you a little help, and they think that they ought to get credit, And this time he said, Abram, I don't need you to walk with nobody. Because that somebody gonna think that they all about. So this next thing that's about to come, that's gonna be all God. And that's some good news for somebody right there. When you look back, you'll be able to declare that won't nobody but God. Let's go back. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Say down. We got to keep going. Come on. Mighty God. Watch this. Abram, you don't have to keep this promise. I'm making it. I'm making this covenant because you can't keep it. Because this next blessing made us coming, it's too big. So what I need you to do, because I already been to your future, and I know what you can bear. See, we think that text, God knows how much I can bear. That ain't all bad. He knows how much blessings. What I'm right now, I'm proving to God, I've already showed him, you can trust me being 100 now. I already showed him, you can trust me being 100 now. And I'm proving him right now, you can trust me being 1,000 there. Because, watch this, I'm increasing my sacrifice as I increase my faith. So that, I did a great job with 100 there. And now I'm doing the best I can as 1,000 there. So that when my millionaire status comes. See, that's why I go buy costume jewelry. Because I want to see how I look. That's why I go get inspired stuff. Because I want to see. But I got to let them know that this stuff don't mean nothing. Because I'm putting you first. Because remember when he asked Abraham to sacrifice that thing you love. And just when he asked me to give it all to him, God, do you really want me to empty my bank account? And he says, yep. All of a sudden now we got math. If I move the one over here, why, when it come to God, all of a sudden we become mathematicians? But when we're in the club, swipe, baby, swipe, baby. When we, okay, all right. Y'all stop laughing. Y'all laughing up my time. I gotta go. The promises God made you. Y'all stop laughing, First Lady. I could discipline you. You better stop laughing. You keep on wait till this is over. Remember your mama said, you want me to take you in the bathroom? So watch it. The promises, all the blessings God have given you. Church lady, Tim. Handle that, Tim. So watch this. All the blessings that God have given you really have absolutely nothing to do with you. I need you to catch that. It has nothing to do with you, but there is need of you. Okay. I'm done. I'm tired of y'all. I got one more thing. I got to go to the bathroom. I got one more thing, and I bid y'all farewell. Go pick your face in the text. Look at the text. Stop looking at me. What, verse 17. When the sun was down and it was dark. That's all I want to talk about. When the sun was down and it was dark. When the sun was down. Tammy. When the sun was down and it was dark. Can I tell you something? God couldn't do it until it got dark. There are some things in your life that God would never do until it get dark in your life. Is that the right position, Joe? There are some miracles that God will not perform until it's dark. There are some blessings that will not come your way until it's dark. You will never learn how to truly praise God until you learn how to shout in the dark. You will never know how good God is until you wave your hands in the dark. Come here. Jacob wrestled with the angel. And the Bible, watch this, oh boy. The Bible says that it was at night. I gotta let you go. But he says, I won't let you go until you bless me. And the angel said, what is your name? And he said, my name is Jacob. And the angel said, your name will no longer be Jacob. It will be Israel. And God changed his name in the dark. And the Bible says that, and the angel touched the inner part of his thigh. And he came out with a limp from the dark. There will be times, watch yourself, PC, that you're going to fight in the dark. You may limp out, but he came out blessed. You remember those shepherd boys keeping watch over their flock by night. It was an ordinary night. It was a regular night. And they heard the angels singing in heaven, singing, behold, I bring you glad tidings and great joy. There shall be a baby born on this day in the city of David, a Savior who is the Christ the Lord. This sign will be unto you, that you see a baby wrapped in swaddling clothing. He'll be lying in a manger. That news came to the shepherds while they were tending their flock in the dark. You remember those disciples, I feel Baptist right about now, who were on the Sea of Galilee, and a great storm came raging, and Jesus was asleep in the boat. And watch, the Bible says, watch this, this was happening at, somebody know your Bible, and the disciples said, Lord, don't you care that we're about to perish? Jesus got up and waved in the dark. That's why I said every now and then, when you are in your dark place, you got to wave your hand. Every now and then, you got to do the nay-nay in the dark. Every now and then, you got to pick up your feet in the dark. Every now and then, you got to learn to shout in the dark. And the Bible says he waved his hand and a great calm came. This happened in the dark. You remember when Paul was on his way to Rome? The Spirit told him, you're going to Rome. And on his way at night, there counted 3 shipwrecks. This happened at night. Well, the Bible goes on to say, while he's there, it was a dark, damp night. And they built a fire, and a snake latched on his hand. That happened in the dark. And the Bible says that he waved his hand in the dark. Every now and then, you got to. You remember when Peter was in prison, the Bible says it was at night when he was sleeping between 2 prison guards, and an angel appeared, and it woke him up and told him, follow the light. Peter didn't have to wait till morning to speak to the magistrate. He talked to the majestic at night. Is there anybody here? Hold on. That happened at night. Y'all remember when Jesus just fed the 5,000, and later in the evening, he sent the disciples on the boat. And the Bible tells me that a storm started raging again. Oh, shucks. It started raging again. There will be times you look and you say, are we here? Is this happening? But look what happened. Watch this. And while they are in this boat at night, the Bible says a storm rose, and they were afraid at night. Jesus said, be of good cheer while you're in the dark. It is I. And Peter said, if it's you, bid me to come. And watch this. Peter started walking on water in the dark. I got to go. Thank y'all for coming. May heaven be with you. But watch this. I got one more. Watch this. The greatest example was not Peter. The greatest example was not Paul and Silas. The greatest example was not the disciples. The greatest example happened on one Friday. I'm going to Sesame Street Baptist Church. I'm going to put my resume in for Sesame Street Baptist Church. Y'all play too much right here. The next one, the best one, happened one Friday on a hill called Calvary. And the Bible says that he died. Let's go Baptist. Didn't he die? He died. Yes, sir. Yes, he did. He died till death stopped dying. He died until the night ran out of darkness. And it was dark when they put him in the borrowed tomb. It was night when our Savior traveled through the corridors of hell. It was night when Jesus said, oh, death. Oh, death. Where is your victory? Oh, death. Where is thy sting? Is there anybody here who had to go through a storm at night? Is there anybody here who had to go through sickness at night? Is there anybody here who was hurt at night? Is there anybody here who can declare God came to your rescue at night? How do I know? Weeping. May endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. And that's when I can say this joy that I have, the world didn't give it, and the world. Lady, this darkness won't last. Always. Have you any rivers that seem uncrossable? Have you any mountains that you cannot tumble through? God specializes in what seems impossible, and he will do what no other would. No other power but the holy power can do. Because I come to the garden alone. At night, I came out. I came to the garden alone while the dew was still on the roses. And the voice I hear coming in my ear, the Son of God disclosed. And he walks with me. And he talks with me. And he tells me that I am his home. And the joy, my God, today, the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. The kingdom, when you're walking by the Spirit, you are led by the Spirit. And there will be times you feel like you're all alone. And it seems like he led you into the dark. You're looking in the dark and feel like you've been left alone in the dark. But he says, lo, I'll be with you always. But then you gotta remember, Joseph, you gotta have faith in the dark. You gotta have faith in the dark. Lord, I can't see what you're doing. I'm trying to trace you. In this mess I'm in, I'm trying to see where are you. And he says, you got to trust me, Giorgio. You got to trust me when you can't trace me. Will you have faith, Deacon Dean, in the dark? Yea, though I walk through the valley and the shadows of death, I'll fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod. Somebody go to my office right quick. Go to my office and get that long rod. Hurry. There. You, sometimes I just felt this in the Holy Ghost. I just felt this in the Holy Ghost. Who's in a dark place right now? Who's in a dark place right now? Come here, Joseph. You were the first one. Raise your hand. Come here. Come here. With me and he talks. Come on up here. With me and he tells me I am his own. Let me tell you what happens. There will be times in our dark place, Dean, that we'll get lost in the dark place. Because it's easy to get lost in the dark. I don't know about you, but in my life, there have been many times I made the wrong turn. Back there somewhere. Okay, I'm sorry, I made the wrong turn. Mama in the dark. And B, when you get lost in the dark, I can't see nothing. I'm gonna work. I was in the dark. And so, I need you to just act like you're wandering, trying to find your way out. And what God does when you are wandering in the dark, you got to remember, even if you're lost, you got to make some noise. Even when you lost. Pimp in distress. Oh, my bad. Billy, thank you. I don't know who he calling. I don't know. That's why you lost. You calling the wrong people. You done call. Ushers, bring the helmet. We got slow people lost.
God help me.
Oh, no, he getting close. He getting close. He getting close. Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it. He got to turn his hearing aid up. So watch this. Watch this.
Holy Spirit, help me.
So what Jesus does, who you calling Mayday? What Mayday does, when man down does, I don't know who you calling. What God does is that when you're lost and drowning in the dark, he keep one foot in the light. I gotta heish up my skirt. And you ain't gotta reach for it. Because what God will do, God, because watch this. I told y'all 2 weeks ago, what God will do is that he'll come and get you, because and he'll try to take you. But this is what we do. Soon as we get a little bit of light, what we do, we try and now say, God, I got this. And all those Mayday people you calling that now, watch this. And now you try to get in front of God. And now God is, I guess you don't need me no more. Well, I'll keep this just in case. Now, ain't no just in case. Because we're going to be Baptists. You got to lead me, guide me. Oh, great Jehovah. Jehovah is I am. So lead me, guide me. Oh, great I am. And so, in other words, as I am walking this journey, whatever I am needed to be, I'll be just that. Remember the first sermon, I said what you needed God to be 10 years ago, you might need him to be something else now. Because whatever you need now, he can be. Because I am a present help in the time of trouble. And so, when God had the mitigated goals to come grab me, all right, let's switch roles. Come here. Come on, you can be Black Jesus. When God came to rescue me, after about 20 times, I had to learn, I'm not going to let go of this rod. Because he knows what's best for me. More than these old weary eyes can see. And we got to get to the place. Give me a hand. You all right? Good job. You did a good job, man. Not. Oh, thank you. You all right? You all right? You all right today? You all right when your wife not here? She got a bad foot right now. I'm so petty. I'm not even gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. I'm just praying for healing. You got to remember what he told me in the dark. Because what he said in the dark, I got to keep in my heart until I see it in my hand. I got to remember what he said in the dark. I got to place it in my heart until I see it in my hand. Too often, we get to the place where we forget what he said because it seemed like it's taking too long. Remember, he told Abram, you're going to get a child. But it did not come to 24 years later. He might be a slow God. He may not. Oh, somebody know what I'm talking about. He may not come when you want him, but he's always. I felt like Lee right there. He's always, right? On time. He's an on time. Come here, Dottie Peoples, with that same French roll. He's an on time. Y'all pray for me. He's an on time God. This is a call and response. Somebody got to declare, yes. He'll lead us in the dark. We'll be looking in the dark. The confirmation we won't be left alone in the dark. Come on and give him praise. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come on, come on. Come on, clap your hands while you're in the dark. Hallelujah. 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 I told you in the beginning, this passage is pregnant with pragmatic preaching possibility. I didn't know it was that much meat on the bones. You can rest assured one thing, ain't no more meat on that bone. I even start chewing on the gristle. Understand, you got to make sure, even in the dark, God, I trust you. Even in the dark, my steps are ordered. Dean, if he brought you to it, he'll bring you through it. Because this won't last always. It won't last always. Joy is coming in the morning. Father, hallelujah. Father, we pray for that person, those individuals who are lost in the dark. We pray for that individual who have given up in the dark. Pray for that person who's taken up residence in the dark. That person who feel like there's nothing else good coming in the dark. Words of encouragement to that person, don't give up. Don't give up now. God will do what he said he gonna do. He's not a man and he will lie. If God said it, that settles it. I heard this. Step aside. I'm making this covenant for you. I'm making this covenant for you because you can't keep it. And I don't want you to be like the animal that we just cut up. I'm walking through just for you. I'm walking through just for you. Ha. He did it just for me. And because of that, I tell you, thank you.